if somebody could do me a quick favor, hit the questions tab, and then just tell me that you can hear me and also see my screen, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, thank you very much. Like I said, I don't have any fancy on-hold music or anything, but it'll be probably about 4 or 5 minutes. We have some more people getting on, and I'm just going to let you know right now, we had this particular system holds about 101 people, and we had close to 300 register. So I'll put something out. We'll do some more webinars if people are getting kicked out of it. So, and I'm also going to record it. So just to give you the heads up. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're pretty much at capacity right now. So I want to first introduce myself. My name is Steve Finch. I am a Platinum Partner with Veridian. I live in Haymarket, Virginia. I know some of you got the email that said that Ed Kenny would be doing this webinar, but I decided to go ahead and take the liberty of doing it myself because I'm really, really passionate about it. And I'm really excited to, kind of go through some great stuff that we have going on with solar. So bear with me for a few minutes because I've got people blowing me up right now as far as they're trying to get in here and they can't do it. So Let's go ahead and do this. All right. So let's start. Here we go. So my name is Steve Finch, Platinum Partner out of Haymarket, Virginia. And the purpose of this webinar is I really wanted to make sure that people understood the significance of what we have in front of us right now. You know, the benefits, the ease of what we're able to do right now. And so my goal for this webinar is to, you know, why solar, why Solar City, is to kind of go through some things, talk about the business model itself, answer some FAQs. And so, you know, once again, I live in the state of Virginia. And the other reason I wanted to do this webinar is because 3.5 years ago, I was so excited about Veridian, about the business model. And I was very busy at the time, and we weren't in Virginia. My closest meter was 40 miles away. And I was able to, thanks to my team, was able to make its Platinum Partner in a state that wasn't even live. And then recently, when they announced the partnership with Solar City, I would be 10 times more excited with that. And I still, the closest meter or the closest solar home that's eligible is still 40 miles away. But, you know, everybody knows people in these Solar City markets, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew the ins and outs of how this works. By no means do you need to be a solar expert. I was lucky enough to have a conversation with one of the managers that works on the Solar City department. And I had a lot of questions for him, and he answered all of them. And after getting, you know, on the phone with him, I was even more excited than I was before I got on the phone with him. So hopefully I can answer some of your questions that you might have. And so let's go ahead and get started. So why solar? Okay, so the reason that we're doing solar is because solar is aligned with Michael and Veridian's vision of helping the environment. And solar is the greenest thing that you can do to help the environment. You get to take control of your energy. They reduce monthly electric bill, lock in low electricity rates for 20 years, and reduce your dependence on the utility. A lot of people, you know, the people that are Veridian associates right now know that a lot of these people are not big fans of the utility. And, you know, it's, for what we've done, you know, we don't compete with the utility. In this scenario, we are, you know, taking some of that usage and delivery away from the utility. So, you know, people are glad to do that because they haven't had the best experience with their particular utility in certain markets. You can shield yourself from utility rate increases in the future, and you have a choice. Use it well. Using clean energy. Obviously, it avoids harmful carbon emissions, which is a key factor, which is part of Michael's vision with Veridian. Clean energy makes an even bigger impact on the environment than recycling, and we all have a responsibility. We've talked about you know, our kids, and we really have the responsibility to protect the planet that we share. And it adds value to your home. Homes with solar power typically have lower operating costs, which makes them more attractive to potential buyers. I was told on average it adds a value of about 2% to your home. And there's studies that show that homes with solar on them actually sell faster on the market than those that do not. And then moving into the future, this is the biggest trend today. If you go look on any kind of news, all you see is solar stuff. If you Google solar, every article, every day, finance, everything, it's all turning to solar. And so we're at the forefront of that, and we're going to be aligned with the best company out there. And so let's talk about that. So our partnership with Solar City. So why Veridian and Solar City? You know, Veridian always looks for the best, and they want to partner with the best. And Solar City right now is the best. And there's a lot of reasons why they are the best. And they're number one. They're the largest provider of solar in the United States. So it's just a natural partnership. And, you know, with Veridian, it goes hand in hand with our products right now, with electricity, with the green movement. I mean, it goes hand in hand with it. So we wanted to make sure. So Michael went out and, you know, signed an exclusive agreement in direct sales with Solar City, which is huge. There's so many people that have said to me, oh, you know, this company is recruiting one of my associates. And, you know, they wanted to know what the differences is. Obviously, I know the difference. Veridian is just a phenomenal company, and we stand for so many great things locally and globally. But now you have the Solar City piece to it. I mean, we are partnered with the largest and best solar company in the United States. So that's why Solar City. SolarCity is an efficient, highly effective organization and has very high standards for its employees. The dealings that I've had with them so far, every one of them was very professional and well-trained. SolarCity's investors and business partners include Google, Goldman Sachs, Honda, Credit, I think it's pronounced Suisse, looks like that. And then the process, simple, hassle-free process, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But SolarCity takes care of all the paperwork, all the permitting, and all the arrangements with the customer's utility. They actually will communicate with the utility for the customer. SolarCity installs the system for free and provides its customers with several choices of budget-friendly payment options. And then SolarCity keeps customers in the loop, and we'll go through the process of exactly how it works. A great customer experience. Everybody I've talked to that has gone through the process has nothing but great things to say as far as SolarCity's, their communication, their professionalism. SolarCity is a full-service company, and they maintain a relationship with that customer for the 20 years and beyond through leasing and power purchase agreements. And the security of working with a national company, plus the convenience. SolarCity serves right now in 14 states, has over 3,400 employees, and it's getting bigger and bigger every day. And then as a public company with a national footprint, SolarCity stands by its work and is committed to long-term relationships, which is the same, fits hand in hand with what Veridian does right now. Also another thing that aligns with Veridian's, vision, it's helped create more than 3,400 green jobs in the United States. And then cutting-edge technology, the funding they have, the people that work with them, it's just hands down the best company out there. Here's some accolades for SolarCity. Fast Company ranks SolarCity number 10 in the world's 50 most innovative companies. Business Week ranks SolarCity number 23 in world's most intriguing businesses. And then SolarCity's partners, Google, Bank of America, Home Depot, Citibank. Those are all pretty big, and there's some customer testimonials in there as well. Let's talk about the man that's behind all this. Not everybody knows who Elon Musk is. You will know who Elon Musk is, and pretty much everybody will know who Elon Musk is in the next few years, because he is the next Bill Gates, the next Steve Jobs. And this shows how powerful he is. In 2013, he was named Fortune Business Person of the Year. He was the co-founder of PayPal, which he sold to eBay for $1.7 billion. He's created Tesla Motors, which is the electric car, which some of us got to test drive, which was amazing. He owns the company SpaceX. He just got the contract to do maintenance on space stations. And he's the chairman of the board of SolarCity, owns 25% of the company. That's a big deal, that he wants to put his company, and he wants to align them with us on an exclusive agreement. Is huge. And that just is so much validation for when you're talking to people who are interested in this, to be able to partner with him and his company, SolarCity, where he's the chairman of the board. Congratulations, we're number one. As I mentioned before, SolarCity is the number one provider of solar in the United States. It is the fastest reseller ever to reach 1 megawatt in sales, and they have sold more than 2 megawatt. They have been part of 2 megawatts of solar sold to date and growing. And Veridian's a big piece of that. Since Veridian, their partnership, we're so early in the game, but they have mentioned that we, just in a few months, we actually contributed to more than any of their other partners had in that short of time. So currently right now, I know last year was every 5 minutes. This year, a solar system is being installed every 4 minutes. And then in 2015, it's going to be every 80 seconds. That's pretty quick growth. And we're going to be at the very beginning stages, and we're going to see all this through, and hopefully we can get that down to 60 seconds. Here's just a sample of the technology and how much the value and the efficiency of these solar panels have come over the years. Very nice designs on these homes, as well as they do ground mounts. So if somebody is, for aesthetic purposes, does not want them on their home, they also have ground mounts available if that fits, if you get enough sunlight that comes to that area. So let's talk about the markets that Solar City is in, and Veridian and you as associates can get customers and associates in. And I will tell you, this is the best time. You do not have a lot of time left for this $99 Allstate program. So my suggestion to you is any of the people that you know in any of these states, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, Hawaii, California, Oregon, Washington, $99, these people can become an associate and they can refer solar customers and get compensated on. So that $99 is not going to be extended, so you don't have too much time. But I can promise you that this is a no-brainer. I hate saying that because it sounds kind of cheesy, but this is really a no-brainer, and that's why I'm so excited about it. But right now, Massachusetts, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and as I mentioned, Hawaii, Texas, Colorado, Arizona, California, Oregon, Washington. And even though you may not have somebody in those markets, I promise you people in your organization know people in those markets. And for somebody to be able to get, even just a fast start bonus, so let's say their home is not eligible, even the fast start bonus, and we'll talk about compensation later, but even the fast start bonus is, $200. And for a $99 investment, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Let's talk about the ease of this and the customer life cycle. So the step one, is the first thing, and that's to pre-qualify and submit a referral. So there's a few things that the customer needs to know. They need to own a home in one of our solar markets, or they need to have enough light, that goes on the roof space, with little or no shading, and then their electric bill needs to be $40 a month or more. Once that is the case, they reach out to the customer, they qualify them, they schedule a consultation, then they design the system for them. They have a really cool program, and it's Google Earth. They go right on Google Earth. They pull up the home. I've actually seen this done. They pull up the home. They do a 360 degree on the home. They show all the shade, how much light they can get, and make sure you qualify. It's a really cool process and very easy. And guess what? You don't have to do any of this. That's what I love about this. As I said before, you don't have to be a solar expert. I'm just doing this webinar to tell you, these are some things that are out there that people don't know about, to just show why it really is the best opportunity out there. But site auditing and engineering is the next step, and then permitting and installation and service and maintenance. And you don't do any of it, and the customer doesn't do any of it. It is so seamless and so easy. Anybody that's done it so far will tell you the exact same thing. And it's not going to be the smartest person that succeeds in this business, because all you have to do is hand that referral over to Solar City, and they take care of everything. So, go green with Veridian and Solar City. It's really cool. As one of the associates, went through this process, and I'm going to show you exactly what it is. After you go through the whole consultation piece, they actually send you a very well done proposal that explains about the partnership with Veridian, and how Veridian's a Solar City certified partner and how they work together. And so here's an example of what they send to the customer, and this is really cool. So this is a home in Washington, D.C. It shows the aerial view of that home, and then it shows how much electricity they can offset. So the electricity, the solar does not work at nighttime, so it doesn't generate power. So you're still going to need, in most cases, a little bit of the electricity to use at nighttime. Now, further on down the road, in a few years, they're working on a backup battery pack type thing for when power goes out and so forth. So that's going to be exciting, because that's something we're going to be able to add on as an ancillary sale to our customers as well. That's going to be huge value for everybody. But this shows electric usage offset 71%, electric bill offset 64%. Shows exactly what it's going to look like every single month of the year. Shows when the highest production and when the lowest production is, the estimated size of the system, what it's going to look like, a very detailed program. And then it gives you options. They're going to give you 4 options. There's pay-as-you-go. There's also the 20-year plan, which is the one that most people go with because it locks you in for those 20 years at a low rate. And here's what I'll tell you what's great about this, is that So when you lock in for this 20-year plan, some people are like, I don't want to lock in for a 20-year program. But here's what I can tell you: the utilities are going to have to upgrade their systems fairly soon, and it's going to cost billions of dollars. Those costs are going to go, guess where? To the consumer. So the consumer's utility prices are going to go up over the next 20 years. They always have, and in fact, on average in the last 10 years, the utilities cost has gone up. I have it written down here, I believe, 4.8%, the utility cost. So you can do the math over a 20-year period. So that's a real cool proposal. And then the other thing it does is shows you the environmental benefit. Just this system alone will offset 177,000 pounds of CO2. And what is that equivalent to? Because I always like to, I don't really know what the CO2 offset really means, so I like slides like this. So it's equivalent to a car driving 190,000 miles, CO2 absorbed by 96 trees, and then not using 43,000 gallons of water to make electricity. That's awesome. Now, there's new tools to help you grow. Everybody knows that tools are a big part of this. But the simplified referrals directly from your home page, they've made it so simple. It's right on your home page. Interested in solar, they click on it, and all they need is their name, address, their average monthly bill, their email, and their phone number. That's it. And then all they're doing is hitting send. That goes to a Solar City representative within 24 to 48 hours. That Solar City representative reaches out to the customer. The only thing you need to do on this is you really need to find out when the best time is for the Solar City. So your only due diligence, find out when the best time is to call that consumer and reach out to, let Solar City know that's when that person, as part of the notes, that's when that person would like to be reached out to. Because we've had some people that are just having one of the biggest things with people why they haven't done solar is Solar City hasn't been able to get in contact with them. So they call the customer, they ask them for, their bills for the last, year or so, and that's it. They put a whole proposal together like you just saw. But, these are simplified referrals. Here is exactly what they need. All they do is enter their zip code, and like I said, name, phone number, email address, and that you own your own home and your average monthly bill. That's it. It can't get much simpler than that. Now, we also have in the back office now a customer letter that you can download and put in. You can edit it yourself. You don't have to go through compliance. It's already gone through compliance, but it's a really great letter that you can send to your potential customers. My recommendation is the letter's great, but you're going to have to do follow-up with these people to ask them if they got their letter. But this is in your back office, and it's a great tool. They don't have yet, but at any minute they're going to have in Shop Viridian a solar-only referral pad for in-person. If you want to work a trade show, if you're, talking to people in your neighborhood, you can have these pads that they fill out with that same information that I just showed you. And then what they're going to do is they're almost done with this as well. Is they're working on webinars, kind of similar to what I'm doing, maybe a little bit more detailed. Solar Advisor webinar, those are in the process right now. They're just going through legal, so that's going to be a great training tool as well. And then keeping it simple. This, like I said, this can't be. These are great little tidbits to start a conversation with. Did you know with solar you can actually lock in low energy rates for 20 years? And they say, well, what do you mean? I can give you a risk-free consultation that could potentially save you a significant amount of money on your electric bill. Who wouldn't do that? I can't imagine anybody not at least wanting to do a free consultation. A lot of people hear solar and they think of all these expensive upfront costs. That's not the case here. Here's some other things. Whatever works best for you, that's what you should use. Did you know you can have cleaner, cheaper power on your roof? Did you know your home is perfect for solar? And I was talking to Ed Kenny earlier. He mentioned, you could, if you want to have a close friend and you want to Google Earth their home, you can see if it looks like they get a lot of light. And you can call them up and say, hey, did you know your home's perfect for solar? Or, hey, I had no idea how simple and affordable solar power has become. Then they ask you, well, what do you mean? I work with a company who's partnered with Solar City, the largest solar provider in the United States, and they're now offering free consultations for your home where you could potentially save a significant amount of money. That's all you have to do. So let's talk about solar. Let's talk about the compensation. So just added a fast start bonus for new associates. So in the first, if they get a solar customer, that means the customer signed off on a contract. That doesn't mean that it's installed and everything else. So as long as they sign that contract, that counts as your customer. If you get them in the first 4 weeks, and this is unlimited, you can get as many customers as you want in your first 4 weeks, you get $200 per customer. And then you also get that nice residual piece if they do 20 years. You get the residuals for 20 years. That's unheard of in any industry, really. 8 weeks, you can have the chance to get $150 per customer. And if you really think about this, it's literally taking you 30 seconds where you could make $200 or $150. And then the regular compensation for current associates that are out of their fast start or out of the 8 weeks, it's $100 per person. And it literally takes you 30 seconds to do that, and you're out of it. It goes right to Solar City. You don't have to answer any questions about anything. In fact, when they start asking you questions, you just say, you know what? That's what's great about this company and this partnership with Solar City. They're the experts. And I can promise you any questions that you have can be answered by the Solar City rep that's going to call you in the next 24 to 48 hours. All I know is that everybody that's done this has had a great experience with it. But they're also doing a matching, well, not a matching, but sponsor bonus, 4 weeks, $25. If I sponsor John and he goes out and gets 15 customers in his first 4 weeks, I'll get 15 times 25. And then the up team also is going to get $10, for the first lead director and above, senior consultant. So that's pretty cool. So make sure you get to that senior consultant rank. And then they also do it for 8 weeks. But here's what's cool. So new associate, if they get their own home, so let's just say you sign up John today. He's very interested. He wants to get solar on his home. He pays $99 to be an associate, okay? He gets $200 for a fast start, and he gets $250 from Solar City. That's $450 for being your own customer. And not only are you saving money on your home, but you're also getting residuals, and you've almost quadrupled your investment with no inventory, no overhead, and it literally took you 30 seconds to a minute to do this. It is so unbelievable that we have this opportunity. I talked to a few people today, and they didn't even believe me. So I had to send them some information. I mean, they trusted me, but they just said this is too good to be true. But it's real, and we're doing it. And if you don't get on this right now, you're going to wish a year from now you did, and I can promise you that, because when that first flip phone came out, because I come from the telemarketing industry, when that first flip phone came out, if I knew everybody was going to get a flip phone, at some point I would have made a lot of money and a lot more people happier. So don't let this pass you by, because it's going to happen with or without us. So just some FAQs that, some of the questions that I've heard, as well as Solar City's heard. As we said, will solar work on our home? And that's really easy to find out. And the two biggest factors are, do you get enough sunlight to your home throughout the day? But the Verdian Solar Advisors can do a quick assessment for you by looking at satellite photos of your property. And like I said, you've already seen the detailed proposal, including recommended system location, size, pricing, and financial analysis. How reliable is solar power? Solar systems are very reliable. They've been proven to be dependable sources of energy for large office buildings, government agencies. Solar City powers Walmart locations, the U.S. Air Force, and it's got extremely high quality standards and only the best in class equipment. So their systems are built to last. So how long will they last? Most parts on the solar system, such as solar panels, carry manufacturer's warranties of 25 years. Other parts can carry 10-year warranties. Solar systems outlast their warranties. In fact, many of the first solar systems installed more than 30 years ago are still going strong. Plus, Solar City includes 20 years of maintenance, monitoring, repair, and even replacements on solar lease and solar pay-as-you-go options offered through Veridian, through the life of your solar agreement. This one, a lot of people have said, well, the efficiency of the panels are going to go down, and, it might be a lower rate because they're more efficient. Should I wait for the cost of solar panels to go down? that is definitely, do not do that, and I'll tell you why. And I just learned this today, and like I said, I was even very excited before I heard this. But if you think about it, two things. Utility prices have been constantly increasing. I told you that 4.8% on average over the last 10 years. And solar locks you in for the 20 years. And this was the key one that I heard today. And don't forget that funding for most government solar rebates is not guaranteed. In fact, right now the federal government offers 30% in tax benefits back to Solar City, which is why they can do this for you for the cost of the equipment as well as the rate itself. Less than 1% of people have solar on their homes. And that's why the federal government's giving a 30% tax benefit to Solar City. So the customer doesn't own these panels, they're simply leasing them. That's why Solar City can do this for such a low cost for the consumer, because they're getting these tax benefits. In 2016, those tax benefits, the particular one at that time is expiring. Now, we don't know exactly what it's going to change to, but it makes sense that if it's more than 1%, which I believe it'll be more than 1% by then, the federal government won't think that they will need any tax benefits, because, you know, we've already started the process of so many people getting these solar systems. So you get to take advantage of a lower rate because Solar City gets that tax benefit. So do not wait. If they come out with, you know, more efficient panels that might help you out a little bit, you know, it's just like leasing a car. If you upgrade a car, you know, there'll probably be some, you know, expenses incurred on it, but, you know, that's down the road. Let's start saving money now. And will I have trouble selling my home if I go solar? No, absolutely not. And we already talked about that. You know, people move all the time. And there's three things that you can do when you move. You can either transfer to the new homeowner, which most people do. You can take it with you. There's a fee. Don't have the exact amount. Depends on a lot of stuff. If your new home is eligible for solar, like, you know, it can be anywhere from $400 to $800 to transfer those solar panels and take them with you. You know, and transfer those. And then you know, you can decide to remove the, like I said, remove the panels and take them with you. But most people, you know, sell them with their homes. Will you still need the utility? Yes, you will still need the utility. Solar panels are not able to power your house at night. And you can rest assured that you're still minimizing your environmental impact by consuming energy from renewable resources by day and night. Solar technology is reliable. Absolutely, very reliable. Solar City even guarantees the amount of your solar system will produce and pay you the difference if it falls short. That's unheard of. What happens at night or when the weather turns cloudy? Because the amount of power your solar system generates is a direct result of sunlight, it produces less energy. The system will not produce energy at night. And the solar systems will be interconnected with the local utility grid so they can automatically draw power from the grid whenever it's needed. For customers, it's seamless. There's no power interruptions. The switch between the solar and the utility grid happens seamlessly. Does solar make smart financial sense? Absolutely. Going solar can save you a lot of money in your electricity bill from the very first month. In addition, you can have your solar panels installed for free and simply pay for the power you use. And there's all kinds of budget-friendly financing options for homeowners. So that is the presentation on solar. Hopefully that was very informative for you. I did want to go over a couple more things as well. So I had a couple questions. So people say, you know, why do they choose certain states? And there's three criteria on that. So there's, does that state get enough light? Are the utility prices high enough? And I got an example today. The state of Utah, it gets great light. However, their rates are so low, it's like 4 cents a kilowatt, so there's not a value proposition there. And then how much funding do you get? So the federal government gives 30%, but each state actually adds on to that, and it's different for each state. But as an early adopter, you know, these rates that these customers can get is astounding. The other nice thing that I found out is the delivery charge for that, you know, that's the power that you get from your solar panels. That delivery charge It's gone. I mean, your power plant is on the roof. There's no delivery, so that's going to lower your rates. You can combine those rates together. Let me see what other questions I had answered here. That's about it. So in closing, like I said, this is a big deal, and you need to treat it as a big deal, and I'll tell you why. Because your biggest competition is not going to be the utility. It's not going to be other direct selling companies. Your biggest competition is going to be all other solar providers, because this is going to happen, like I said, with or without us. We have an urgency. We need to reach out to these people. Just to give you an example, I have a friend in Colorado that I was getting ready to reach out to, and I see a post on Facebook that says, you know, I just joined the neighborhood, I'm getting solar, and there's a big picture of a green van that said Solar City on it. You know, and I mean, how great would that have been if I didn't wait a day, and I could have gotten her in as an associate for $99. She could have made $350 profit, and then start making money for referring people. So my suggestion is go through your contact list of every person you know in those Solar City states, reach out to them, either to be an associate or to be a customer, because either way there's a lot of money to be made, and it's going to happen. And do not sit on the sideline and watch it happen. You have the best company, you have Veridian, and you have the best solar partner in Solar City. And think about this business model. You know, this is the greenest power you can get. You can lower, you know, it's lower than the utility, and you have price certainty for 20 years. That's unheard of. And for the business model right now for $99, where you can help people save money, help the environment, create a recession-proof residual income on something people use and pay for every month with no inventory and no overhead, you won't find a better business model out there. I can promise you that. People are going to hear about it. Go to your Facebook account. Send them an instant message that says, great news. We just partnered with a company, the largest solar company in the country, and I can now offer you a free consultation that could potentially save you a significant amount of money. Who's going to say no to that? Just go. You don't have to do anything. You simply sent that information is sent to Solar City, and you're out of it. You don't have to answer any more questions. So it's the people that are the most aggressive, that don't sit on the sidelines, because the worst thing that's going to happen is one of your friends who could be potentially a great associate, you know, and you don't reach out to them, and they live in Arizona, and they get a solar system, and then, you know, they start referring people and not getting paid, and you could have had all that business, and you could have, and you're not doing them a favor by not telling them about this business opportunity. For those of you who are current associates, this is a great way to reach back to people that you might have met with for a few years ago, and lead with the solar piece. $99 to be an all-state associate. They can get $200 on a Fast Start bonus per home during their Fast Start bonus. If they put their own home in, $450 total. So that is my webinar, and I hope you guys got some stuff out of this. I know I learned a lot today, and I know that I'm going to be hitting this really, really hard. It counts as a customer in your organization. You get paid residuals for 20 years. You get bonuses, and you build your organization, and you move up and get rank advancement bonuses. So hopefully, like I said, this was informative, and we can build a monster business together. Let's blow this out of the water. Let's get all over the news. Solar City stock's going crazy, and you know, when they report their quarterly earnings, let's make sure that we're part of their story, because we already are, and let's make it even bigger. Everybody have a great night. Thank you.